You know what, guys? For most of my life, I thought I was really doing everything right. I graduated from high school, and 2 weeks later, I started working at the federal government, just like my mother told me. She says, Kimberly, if you get you a good government job, you'll be okay. You just need to work hard, get the benefits, and you can retire in 30 years. And I remember thinking, 30 years? I was like, no way. I remember thinking, that's not for me. But I went to work anyway, and I stayed at the State Department for about 8 years. And then one day I decided I wanted to go to California to pursue my passion in hair. And then something funny happened. HR called me and they said, hey, you got some money in your savings account. Do you want to take it with you? And I thought to myself, wait, what money? And what savings account? So it turns out they had put some money away for me automatically into a thrift savings plan, and I didn't know anything about it. I had absolutely no idea. I was thinking, yes, of course I want it. I didn't even think about it. I was so happy because I got a little extra change, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to take that with me to California. So they handed me a check for $3,000. But little did I know, I had already been taxed and penalized on that money. But nobody had taught me about that. So I get to California and I started another job because, I needed to pay bills. So my first corporate job was at Amgen, and they handed me another packet. This time they told me I had 401k, company match, stock options. And honestly, I didn't understand any of it. I was just trying to pay bills so I can go do hair because all I wanted to do was hair. Eventually, down the line, I was able to open up my own salon, and it was so beautiful. I mean, I had a pretty nice place. I had my name on the door, clients were booking appointments, I made my own schedule. It felt like a real accomplishment that I had achieved. But little did I know, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't work less, you work more. So that was something I had to wrap my mind around a little bit. But needless to say, I loved it. It was mine. But life started to happen. My mom got sick, and I got a call to come home to deal with my mom in her illness. So me and my son, we flew back home. My mom was gravely ill though. So I had to take a look into her insurances and found out that she had been paying on the policy for 40 years. 40 years. And it still wasn't enough because she did not understand the cost of funerals had risen from the time she had purchased that policy. Nobody had called her, nobody informed her, she wasn't knowledgeable. She thought she had done everything right too. But, my family and I, we were very grateful that she had something. That's when I started thinking about life insurance as a career. And when I decided to become a life insurance agent, I discovered something else. One day, I'm just sitting in a presentation and they started talking about a type of life insurance policy called an IUL, or Index Universal Life Policy, that could build cash value. It could help you build wealth over time. It gave you access to your money while you were still living tax free. It helped supplement your retirement, pay for college tuition. It could even be used for a down payment on a home. And I remember thinking, wait, what? This is life insurance? I thought I knew all about life insurance, but all I really knew was final expense and term life. But I just kept thinking, like, why hadn't I heard about this? And I wish that I had known about this 20 years ago. I could have taken advantage of it, right? Then I started to ask myself, all those years of working for the federal government in several corporations, I never was offered this as an option, and I wanted to know why. And so I wanted more information. So I went down this rabbit hole. I started doing all this research, looking for answers. I went to seminars, I read books. I was determined to finally educate myself. And what I found out, that the reason that they don't offer it is because 401ks and IRAs are just tax codes ran by the government, and they put parameters on how that money inside the vehicles will be taxed. So who do you think benefits from taxes, you or the government? So if you said the government, you'd be right. Essentially, you have just partnered with Uncle Sam in your own retirement. You can put money in, but you can't take it out without paying taxes on state and federal taxes. If you take it out before you're 59 and a half years old, you pay a 10% penalty. If you leave it past the age of 73 or 75, you're forced to take RMDs, or they're called required minimum distributions. And if you don't do that, you're penalized 25%. The funny thing though is IULs are also governed by a tax code 7702. But which one would you rather have? But here's the thing, I can't go back and change what I didn't know. Neither can my mother. But what I can do, I can make sure that my son doesn't make the same mistakes. I can make sure that he understands and teach him how money works early in life. As soon as I was able, I made sure he had a policy while he's still young and healthy because I truly believe that every generation deserves to know more than the one before it. If this story resonated with you, comment legacy below. Let's start a conversation. Each one, teach one.